Then water them a little bit. It's like 4 to 6 inches of dirt in the bottom of this bag. I'm going to water them. I put 3 in there. That should be plenty for this bag. Bit of water, whoops, over them, especially in where they're at. So they, because they're pretty dried out, and they should start growing. Once they start growing, I'll put a couple inches over it and let them break through the dirt, and then they should be good to go. But stunting them a little bit by covering up their leaves, it makes them bush out better, which will give a nicer plant. So, okay, I'm going to go put them under some light, and we'll wait and see. Make sure they're growing, and once they chit, and once they get some good chits on them, then we will color them up. Right now, I'm going to leave their little eyes out so they can get some sun, fake sun, and we'll go from there. Alright? I'll be back with the rest of this. Thanks for watching. I thought I would grow some Nasturtium or Nasturtium this morning. It's a real pretty annual, easy to grow, it says. It gets 8 inches to 14 inches tall and 12 inches wide. So I think it would look really pretty in the containers up front, in front of the house. It is black velvet. So anyway, they suggest that you soak the seeds because they're pretty hard. So I have done that. They've been in there about an hour and a half or more, probably a couple hours maybe. So I have soil in here that's ready to go. I already put some vermiculite in this because it helps to seed faster. So, and it's pretty good. It makes a ball, makes a good ball. I have this one little seed tray. And I also have some 4-inch pots coming. Now you can do this early. It says 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. but I don't mind it being a little big in the house. So for, you know, a couple weeks or so. Oh, here we go. Easy to grow, it says. That's good for me. And it says 65 degrees or higher. So it will probably not go out until April. Sow at a depth at a ½ inch under the topsoil. Okay, I'm gonna try to get these little burgers out of here. Okay, ½ inch. Takes about 7 to 10, I think 7 to 14 days to something like that for them to sprout or germinate. Let's see, what else do I have I can put some of these in? I've got my small pots coming, so I'm going to do that. I'll do the rest of these later in the pots, but I just wanted to let you know I've got this coming. I think these will be very pretty in front of our red house. This is not the color they'll be a black velvet, but and the butterflies love them, so I think it'll be very pretty, because usually I have the black magic petunias in front of my house every year, because it just looks so nice. I like the look of it in front of our red house. So yes, this will be a great something different up front, and not my normal petunias. So other than that, I'm thinking I messed up my potatoes, but I don't know if I did or not, really. I've grown potatoes. I take that back that I've never grown potatoes. I have grown potatoes in the garden. And basically we just put these underneath the ground 2 or 3 inches, about 3 or 4 inches maybe, and let them grow. That's it. So that's kind of what I was doing in the pot, was just putting them in the and letting them grow. But the stems got so long, I thought I did something wrong. But I went to I don't know, like 4 or 5 different growers of indoor potatoes, and they claim that you need 4 to 6 inches from the bottom. Put them in there when they start getting their chits on there and they start growing, cover them up, and then when they grow leaves, they grow back up out of the dirt, cover them up again, and let them grow out of the dirt, and then just keep putting the soil up around them to the top. So maybe I didn't do anything wrong, but I really didn't want to chance it. I was afraid I did. So I'm redoing them. I took out all the ones that had the big long stems with not very many leaves, and the leaves just kind of look wilted on them. My husband seemed to think that they were just growing out, but I didn't, I want some potatoes, so I went ahead and did it the way that these others did them, and I'm sorry I didn't get their names or websites. They're other growers of potatoes. You can look it up on YouTube. Planting potatoes in a bag or a bucket inside. So there's several of them. So I'm going to take their advice and do kind of what they do and go from there. So I brought my cyclamen downstairs. Isn't she pretty? I just love her. She's been bloomed for ever since I got her, and I watered her last night from the bottom. Today, when I get my pots, I'm going to go ahead and put these in pots, the impatiens. I think it's time to put them because they're getting pretty tall. And let's see, my onions are needing water today. I need to put a little peroxide in their water so they don't get moldy. My microgreens are doing pretty good. Maybe about 4 or 5 days before we can actually cut it. My tomatoes, I think I'm going to take out and replant them in the pots. They're starting to get their third and fourth leaf. And I'll put them in their own pot and split these off. It looks like my asters are all doing really well once I dumped them. This one's got another one coming up. It looks like almost all except these two must have lost their seed. I'm not sure. There might still be a little seed down in there. It might take a little while longer to grow. This one's got one right there, just a tiny one. But she made it pretty good through that. And anyway, just getting ready for my pots to come, my 4-inch pots, because I have too many ranunculuses in these. I just put them in here so that they would have a bigger space and get out of the trays. So these will be repotted into bigger pots and split up. So not bigger pots than these, but they'll be split up and have their own pot. So, and anyway, I'll have some Nasturtium, more of those to plant. I think I'm going to really like that plant. It looks very pretty. So I have 6 in there, and I don't know how many seed I threw in here, but quite a few, so I'm just going to go for it. I'll keep you an update on the potatoes. This is the one that I started last night, and it's looking green. They were pretty, and that one's looking good. They're doing good, so all of them. So once them get a little bit bigger, I'll cover them up, and I'll probably cover them up about up to here, about 6 inches of dirt or so. And then when they come up again, I'll cover them up, and I'll have it full to about here. So that's the way they said to do it. So pretty much, there's a couple that didn't go through all of that, but I want to make sure I get it done good. This one is doing good. This is the only one that survived my havoc. I went ahead and covered her up a couple times, and she looks like she's going to have a nice bushy stem. And then this one, I'm going to probably get a new bag and start it at the bottom and use some of these. Some of these I pulled those stems off of, but it looks like they have eyes. Like this one looks good right there, and she'll grow. These look like they would grow too. She's got several little eyes on her. So we're going to be okay with potatoes. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Oh, we got a strawberry. It's not quite completely ripe, but that will be interesting to see how it tastes. It's kind of deformed, but it's a strawberry, and I have a lot more strawberries along there. And these also, once I get my pots, I need to, there's 2 here that are fighting against each other and 2 here, but they all look healthy. But I do want to take them apart and give them their own space. That's the Salanova head lettuce. Celery is not growing very fast, but... And these tomato plants will be ready to go outside when it's time. I took these out of there. There were 3 in here. I took these out and gave them their own pot. I might even do it with this one too, because these just look so much nicer and so much better. So yeah, I may do that. I may take her out and put her in a 6-inch pot, because they'll just go outside come May 1st. They're all looking really well. These are from Eden Brothers. They're the Secret Garden and the Gold Mix. I didn't have one, not one that didn't sprout, so that's good. Alright, that's it this time for sure. Okay, y'all have a wonderful day. Talk to you next video. Bye-bye.